Hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for adults. This is not your typical kind of tarot. This is not generic tarot. This is manifesting tarot. My whole job here is to inspire you to use probably, arguably, the single most important tool that any human being has, and that's the imagination. Because the pictures that you create between your ears are the ones that allow you to manifest. You have to be able to use and fire up your imagination to create pictures, to create scenes that you can hear, taste, feel, touch, smell. The closer you can get to imaging like that, the more your odds of manifesting successfully improve. That's the whole deal. Here's the problem. We live in a world where you are not taught or encouraged to use your imagination. Unless it is to make somebody else some money. That's a different story. But use your imagination for yourself and your self-improvement. Nah, that's not a good thing. Because it makes you independent. And that's not what is being emphasized. George Carlin made comments about that all the time. That we're simply tools for business, for the people in power, for the system. You're playing a monopoly game, a corporate monopoly game, where you think that just because you can move around the board and pick up some money, you got freedom. You don't own the board. You don't control the game. But because you can play on the board, you think you are in control. Not true. Not true. One of the major movers, unfortunately, in American society, John D. Rockefeller, a horrible human being. I couldn't say enough negative about him. He started really what is modern oil and gas business, and he did it by monopolizing. And he used any tactic that he could possibly use. Anything. Nothing off the board. Use your imagination. Nothing off the board. He went to monopolize the oil and gas industry. In the early 1900s, the Supreme Court, I guess, or the government anyway, said, hey, guess what? You got a monopoly, we're going to break it up. Well, he had already thought about that in advance. It already had plans to break up, still maintaining control, but at least on the surface, not looking like he had the monopoly. But he immediately jumped to developing what we now know as big pharma today. And the reason he did that was because pharmaceutical medicines back then, maybe now, used petroleum oil as kind of a base. He also developed our school system. Spent by today's standards a couple of $2 billion back then to shape our school system. And you wonder why. I don't know if they still do this in school. It's been a long time since I've been in school, but when I was growing up, we had bells. We changed class. And at the bell, you got up and went to the next class. At the bell, you went up to the next class. Why did you use that method? Because John D. Rockefeller said, and this is a virtual quote. If I'm missing, it's not by much. I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of doers. In other words, I want people who will make me richer, but aren't smart enough to figure that out. So you being able to manifest, using your imagination to help develop you as a human being, it's not encouraged. Let's see if we can't fire up the encouragement, fire up your imagination, fire up your ability to manifest. Middle card, always the oracle card. Today it's happy, happy. Good place to be. Happy, happy. Number up in the right is 26. 2 means you got to make a decision or you're in the process of making a decision. The 6 means that you're starting to materialize. Frequencies are starting to harmonize. You're getting in the groove. And the 2 and the 6 together equal an 8. 8 is ultimate manifestation. So you are making the decision to create a better life for yourself. That doesn't mean you have to be narcissistic, because narcissists do not love themselves. They hate themselves, which is why they have to tear down everything and everybody else around them, because they're incapable of loving themselves, appreciating themselves. So if they tear you down, that puts them ahead of the game. But they have to do damage because they're damaged. We're not talking about that kind of stuff. We're talking about improving you as a spiritual being, connecting you with your destiny, your fate, because life is fate. I know we're told you can do anything you want, you be anything you want. The operative word is want. It's not what society says. The society keeps dangling stuff in front of you. Ooh, you got to be famous. Ooh, you got to be rich. Ooh, you got to be good looking. You have to have 1, 2, 3, 4 big houses. Ooh, you got to be famous. Ooh, you got to be. It's not the way it works. Life reflects life. Everything is a combination. One of the reasons why human beings are human beings is because there's such a variety. One of the things that makes our environment so strong is a variety of plants, of creatures. It's a variety. So we're not all destined or supposed to live the same life. The deal is to find your fate. You can do that through numerology. You can do it through astrology. Astrology, North Node, Ascendant, Moon, maybe, house placements. You can figure out what's your destiny. What am I here to do? And then step forward with your manifesting ability and imagine the best you in that system. Okay? Got to do a little researching, but you can do it. And the key, anyway, is to be happy, happy. Well, if you are following your destiny, if you are working towards fulfilling your life purpose, you automatically connect with happiness. The meme for today says it better than I just did. It says, do not try to fix whatever comes in your life. Fix yourself in such a way that whatever comes, you're going to be fine. Now, that does not mean ignore problems, ignore issues. If they need to be addressed, you have to address them. That's part of your development, your spiritual development, along with just material existence. But the idea is, if you want to be happy, happy, aim yourself in that direction. We aren't. As I said a moment ago, we're trained to want big houses, big cars, lots of money, success, fame, good looks, living forever. Oh man, we got it all. That only creates unhappiness, dissatisfaction, because you keep coming up short, especially if it's not your life purpose. Then it's an uphill battle. So the meme says the forces that are shaping your life, let's say right now, what's going on in the world, you can't change that. But you can change the way you relate to it. And one of the best ways is to maintain joy, to maintain happiness. You know, very often these days, especially with women, you ask them, how do you rate yourself? And almost all of them are going to go 10, 10, 10. I wonder if they've looked in the mirror lately, and I suspect that they haven't. But there's this pressure, I gotta be, rather than I am. I'm a human being, I'm not a human doing. If I were to rate myself, I would say, well, I'm an old guy, so I have that working against me already, so that has to be considered. But I would say 3 or 4. On a good day, 3 or 4. Once in some sort of fantasy of mine, I might hit a 5. Not likely, but 3 or 4 is fine. That's okay. I'm happy with that because I know where to build from and I can manifest from there. So don't try to fix whatever comes into your life. Fix yourself in such a way that whatever comes, you're going to be fine. You can be happy. That's the magic salve. So let's get to the card reading all the way to the left. 10 of Wands. Wands are positivity, enthusiasm, joy, gratitude. Being plugged into a meaningful life. And the 10 of Wands says, I'm stopping with the expectations. They tell me I'm supposed to be like this. I'm supposed to act like this. I'm supposed to say this and feel this way. Not doing that. Not doing that. I'm going to have the strength. That's the next card. I'm going to have the strength to set up my own set of values that help me to develop in my spiritual side, that will make me happy. When I'm in a groove, when I'm working my life purpose, when I'm focusing on being the best I can be from where I am right now, that will create happy. So put down the expectations. They're other people's, they're not yours. Show strength in doing that, and that will take strength because there's going to be a lot of stuff thrown at you where you're not going to be so happy. But fix yourself so that you can be flexible enough to always find the happy side. Make a decision. That's the next one. 2 of Cups. Make a decision to love yourself, respect yourself, value yourself. Nobody's going to do that for you. That's what you got to do. That's the magic salve that will help you to be happy. Look, I'm not perfect. A long ways away from it. But I know where I am, and that's where I begin the day. That's where I start to move to my destiny. And the final card is the 4 of Wands. That's the happy card, right? Harmony, excitement, stable home, stability, with joy, with enthusiasm, with positivity, with gratitude. That's what it's all about. And remember, the wands help you to get plugged into a real life. Not a fake one, not a phony one, not something that somebody else has said that you have to live. But you setting your own goals, your own direction. The 4 of Wands says that you find it. When you get in that groove, happy is natural, comes easily. It's not always going to stay, but again, we go back to the meme. Whatever comes into your life, don't try to fix it. It's too big usually for you. It's a societal situation. Keep yourself centered, keep yourself focused, keep yourself locked in to being the best you can be. That's the magic salve to happy. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another tarot reading for you, the Manifesting Tarot. Between now and the next time we get together to manifest, peace and blessings.